402 million terabytes. Did you know that every day, more than 402 million terabytes of data are created? That's more than all the written works in human history, generated in just 24 hours. And thanks to AI, we can access this information in seconds. But here's the catch. Having the world's knowledge at our fingertips doesn't mean we actually understand it. I'm sure you've heard the warnings about AI in education, how it might make students lazy, lead to plagiarism, or replace teachers. But the truth is, over 30% of high school and college students say they've already used AI tools like ChatGPT for schoolwork. So instead of pretending it's not happening, we should focus on teaching students how to use these tools responsibly and meaningfully. The reason we learn isn't just to pass tests or memorize facts. We learn to grow, to build our skill set, and to thrive in the real world. Education is really about preparing us to think independently, solve problems, and adapt when things don't go as planned. And AI, if used wisely, can support all of that. In today's world, it's not finding information that's hard. AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, and others can answer almost any question instantly. The real challenge is understanding that information, and more importantly, applying it in real life. This is where metacognition comes in. Metacognition means thinking about how we think. It's the ability to reflect on your learning process, recognize when you're confused, and choose the right strategies to get back on track. AI can help us do that. It can break down complex topics, offer multiple explanations, and even quiz us on what we just learned. But it only works if we choose to engage with it critically, not just copy and paste answers. Having AI is like having a teacher next to you 24/7. It's always there. You can ask questions, get feedback, and dive deeper into topics at your own pace. But just like in school, it's not enough to hear the answer. You have to think about it, reflect on it, and connect it to what you already know. If students take the time to understand the information AI gives them and then reinforce it through practice and repetition, they can actually learn more than ever before. That's the key difference. Using AI to learn, not just to answer. Of course, having access to so much information can be overwhelming. This is called cognitive overload, when our brain is flooded with too much input and can't process any of it effectively. AI tools can add to this if we're not careful. That's why we need the ability to filter, to decide what's important and what's just noise. Metacognition helps here too. It gives us the ability to pause and ask, do I really need this information? Is it helping me learn? The students who succeed in the future won't be the ones who memorize the most facts. They'll be the ones who know how to filter, reflect, and apply what they learn. Let's say you've learned budgeting in a personal finance class, how to track expenses, set goals, and manage savings. Then one day your laptop breaks and you need to replace it. But you've also been saving for a summer trip. There's no step-by-step guide for this. You have to weigh priorities, find compromises, and maybe explore creative solutions, like selling an old device or taking on a freelance gig. You're using what you learned about money, but in a new, messy, real-world situation. That's adaptive expertise. It's about transferring what you know into new contexts. And the more you practice thinking this way, asking why, experimenting with solutions, learning from mistakes, the stronger and more flexible your thinking becomes. AI can help us beyond memorization. It's not just about getting the how to solve the equation, how to write the essay, how to finish the assignment. It's about digging into the why. Why does this work? Why does this matter? Why does one method succeed where another fails? Asking why is what sparks real understanding. It leads to innovation, discovery, and deeper learning. AI can support this by offering not just answers, but different angles, simulating real world scenarios, giving us new problems to wrestle with, and adapting explanations to fit our learning style. It can be a lab partner, thought coach, or a sounding board, pushing us to move past surface level thinking and into true insight. In other words, AI isn't just a tool for quick answers. It can be a tool for flexible thinking. Educators talk about higher order thinking skills, or HOTS. These are the skills we use when we analyze, evaluate, and create. Skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and innovation. AI can help us develop HOTS by giving us the support we need to think more deeply. It can help us compare different perspectives, brainstorm new ideas, and challenge our assumptions. But again, it depends on how we use it. If we just accept the first answer AI gives us, we stop thinking. But if we question it, build on it, and even try to prove it wrong, we strengthen our minds. Now imagine this. We walk into class each day, and instead of flipping through a textbook, we start using AI with the lens of metacognition and adaptive expertise. We reflect on how we learn, ask why things work the way they do, and work together to solve complex problems. Not just the ones in our textbooks, but the ones shaping our world. What if learning became about exploring real issues like hunger, pollution, inequality, or climate change? What if we treated school like a space for innovation, where students collaborated, questioned, tested ideas, and used AI not just to get answers, but to build solutions? That kind of learning doesn't just prepare us for the future, it gives us the tools to shape it. But not everyone learns the same way. Some people are visual learners, some are auditory, and others need to move around or do something with their hands to truly understand. Our teachers do their best to include a little bit of everything to help all of us learn. But even then, sometimes it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't click right away, and we're left confused, wishing someone could just get inside our brain and figure out exactly what we don't understand, and then explain it to us in a way that actually makes sense. AI is probably the closest thing we have to that right now. It has the ability to personalize learning in a way that no traditional system ever could. It can take a concept and explain it in different ways until it finally makes sense. It can break it down step by step, turn it into a story, a chart, or even an example from real life. Whatever helps you get it. AI can meet you where you are and guide you forward. This kind of personalized learning isn't just helpful, it's powerful. It allows each student to move at their own pace, revisit difficult concepts without fear of judgment, and explore ideas in ways that resonate with their unique learning style. And the data supports it. Studies show that personalized learning can improve achievement by as much as 20%. That's not just a nice to have, it's transformative. And that's more important now than ever before, because we're living in a world full of distractions. Social media, notifications, streaming shows, texts, games, it's nonstop. Our attention is constantly being pulled in every direction. And when we're distracted, we don't really absorb anything. We might read the same sentence 5 times and still not remember what it said. But if the content is personalized, if it speaks to us, if it's explained in a way that feels relevant and engaging, we're far more likely to stay focused and actually retain it. Some AI powered tools take this even further by turning learning into a game, adding points, challenges, levels, and rewards. This taps into our natural drive to improve, achieve, and compete. And it makes learning feel more like something we want to do, not just something we have to. But behind the games, the videos, the charts and stories is something deeper. A system that knows how you learn. And that's the true promise of AI in education. Not just more content, but smarter, more responsive learning. One that adapts to you instead of forcing you to adapt to it. AI also makes learning more accessible for students with disabilities. In fact, 1 in 5 students in the United States has a learning or attention issue, like dyslexia, ADHD, or autism. That's a huge number of students who need more personalized, flexible ways to learn, and AI can help provide that. In a regular classroom, not everyone learns at the same pace or in the same way. And for the students who are blind, deaf, neurodivergent, or who have learning difficulties like dyslexia or ADHD, learning can be even more challenging. Traditional materials aren't always built for everyone. And even though teachers work hard to support all their students, sometimes they just don't have the time or resources to personalize everything. That's where AI can help. Let me tell you about Bobby. Bobby has struggled with dyslexia for years. Did you know that AI can read aloud the course material and help him learn? He won't have to worry about reading the sentence properly, since he can listen to it. Or how about Susie, who has ADHD and can't pay attention to the course material? AI can make it more engaging for her and help her learn at her own pace. As a deaf person, Alex has had to rely on sign language his whole life. Now, AI can read sign language and give it back to him in written words. He can participate in class without needing an interpreter all the time. There are millions of students like Bobby, Susie, and Alex, each with different learning needs. Traditional classrooms can't always keep up, but AI can help personalize learning, make it more accessible, inclusive, and empowering for everyone. AI isn't just about converting information. It can also augment the way that information is taught, offering personalized learning paths that meet students where they are. If a student needs shorter lessons, more visuals, or interactive exercises that let them move and engage, AI can adjust. It can simplify complex language, add step by step support, or even change the pace of learning so no one feels rushed or left behind. For students with attention difficulties, that kind of flexibility can make a huge difference. Instead of getting overwhelmed or frustrated, they can stay engaged, feel seen, and actually enjoy learning. AI can even translate lessons in real time, opening up access for students learning in a second language or in regions where certain subjects aren't taught. It's connecting classrooms across countries, making education more global than ever before. We often talk about fairness in education, about giving every student the same chance to succeed. But fairness isn't always about giving everyone the same thing. Sometimes it's about giving people what they need to reach their potential. And AI can be part of that. Used the right way, it can help make classrooms more inclusive, more supportive, and more human, not less. AI has the potential to help make learning feel less like a task and more like something we want to do. It can help us tune out the noise and tune in to what really matters. This is already happening in schools and homes around the world. But for it to truly work, we have to treat AI as a partner, not a shortcut. The real goal of education isn't just to find the right answer, it's to become a lifelong learner. And if we use AI the right way, it can help us do exactly that. AI won't replace teachers, and it won't replace students either, but it will challenge all of us to rethink what it means to learn, to reflect on how we think, to become more adaptive, more thoughtful, and more prepared for a world that's constantly changing. AI can't learn for us, but it can help us learn better if we're willing to do the work. It can guide us, challenge us, and give us the tools we need to think deeper and push further. But real learning still takes effort. It takes reflection. It takes curiosity. To truly benefit from AI, we have to approach it with metacognition, constantly asking how we're thinking, why we're stuck, and what strategies actually help us move forward. We have to use it to build adaptive expertise, the ability to transfer what we've learned to new, unfamiliar problems, not just repeat what we already know. And we need to engage in higher order thinking, analyzing, evaluating, and creating, not just remembering. That's how we prepare for a future we can't fully predict, not by memorizing answers, but by learning how to ask better questions. Not by competing with AI, but by using it to elevate our thinking, sharpen our minds, and solve the problems that matter the most. Because in the end, AI isn't here to replace us. It's here to remind us what makes learning and being human so powerful in the first place. So let's all learn to use those 402 million terabytes of information generated every 24 hours to our best advantage. Thank you.